Куда, блядь? О, нифига себе, здорово. Микрофон работает. Да, Хейдзу, молодец, молодец. Что тут опять? Что? Что? Ладно. Так. Так. Всем здорово. Сейчас нужно там пораскидывать всякое. Так, там. Твичи всякие. Тровы, ВК-плуи. Только я фиг знает, что у меня там сейчас будет за игра. Да. Привет, Тёмыч. Здорово. Честно, не помню. Давно не заходил, наверное. Так. Ну, на Твиче все ок. ВК-плей, и мне нужно Трово. ВК-плей и Трово. Трово и ВК-плуй. ВК-плуй. Так, ВК-плуй, все ок. Трово отправить. Там что-то с этим, с интернетом сейчас было. Так вот, мы когда с Алвимсом типа обсуждали, чё к чему. И почему, типа, народ с шортсов не приходит на основной канал и никто не смотрит. Мы поняли, в чем прикол. Сейчас вроде не должно лагать. Как меня бесит этот звук! А чё с графикой? Ну, я стрим перезапустил, естественно, не будет. На ВК-плей кто-то сидит или это я? Наверное, это я. Ой-яй-яй-яй-яй-яй. Так. Ну, тут так всего много. Зачем все это? Ёшкин матрёшкин. Так. Так. Кстати, интересный факт, ребята, у кого лагает на устройствах, вот эти вот штучки убирайте. Вот это вот новое. Если бы можно было бы сразу все такое, типа, пометить все. Почему этого не добавить? Может, предложку им написать, чтобы добавили? Будет удобно хотя бы. А то вот так вот заходить каждый раз после того, как не заходил месяц, и тыкать все. Мне кажется, это бесит. Так, реально, а что с графикой? Что с графикой? Да, вроде все хорошо. Литру в 5 классе, ё-моё. Окей. Литература это хорошо, только не литература, а литература. От латинского слова литера, то бишь в переводе это буква. Интересный факт, кстати. Ну хорошо. Я думаю, то, что музыку нужно включить какую-нибудь хотя бы. Вот у Геншина есть же музыка. Точно. Точно, у Геншина же есть музыка. Вот так вот сделаю. Где музыка? Музыки нет, ладно. Так, сначала я выполню, наверное, ежедневное, а потом пойду... Ёптить. Ладно, пойдем исследовать. Так, кстати, сегодня взял себе лава-лава. Нужно попробовать. Говно, не говно. Чипсы от А4. Ну, пойдет. Тут же нельзя уклоняться, точно. Дима, ты кто? Ну, как лучник прикольно, на самом деле. Зачем я остался? Непонятный мув. Блин, надо было ссылочки раскинуть, наверное. Так. Так. Пойдет. Батл пассы всякие тут. Так. Что это? Я видел, что там в обновлении. Какая-то приколюха. Так, еще елань. Где музыка? Я не пойму. Я музыку хочу. А, нет, музыка есть, ладно. О, нифига себе, Зендер, здорово. Чё, харем не бить? Я? Да, нормально вроде. Сколько ты не заходил вообще? Года 2-3? А последний раз мы, по-моему, играли вообще в самп. Что-то там на пару секунд буквально. Откисни давай. А я не знал, как работает ульта. Я за Ела никогда не играл. Я не знаю, как она работает. Поэтому меня осуждать страшно. Я просто не знаю. А, да? Понял, ладно. Ну, уже поздно. Уже все прошел. Но главное, примагему я забрал, все остальное не важно. Так. Сначала сюда пойду. Уже мне так нравится эта песня. Оп. Не знаю, я хочу сюжетку уже пройти давным-давно. А я до нее так и не добрался, по факту, по-хорошему. Я то примагима фармлю, то еще что-то. А надо бы сюжетку, наверное, пройти. Ну так, чтобы добить хотя бы что-то в этой игре. Потому что сюжетки мне проходить я фиг знает еще насколько. Прям на очень дофига. У меня сюжетки там, я не знаю. Манштат пройден с Ливе. Все. У меня Сумеру, Фонтейн, этот Инадзума вообще не пройдены. Прям вообще. Я думаю, то, что нужно будет как-то это исправлять. По-моему, Инадзума. А, не, Сумеру, прикол. Нужно еще вот это все говно выполнить, ёп. А! Не, ну чипсы, кстати, прикольные, но странные довольно-таки. Я в Геншин почти год не заходил, ты чё? Так, мне надо... мне надо вот сюда. Я очень надеюсь, что музыку нормально слышно. Я сказал, очень нормально слышно? Или мне показалось? Довольно тихо, но слышно. Здорово, ребят. Как жизнь? Ом. И никого не было. Так, еще вон туда. Но игру, кстати, по-моему, громко слышно довольно-таки само по себе. Ща. Давайте сделаем вот так. Так, вот так. Да, Пайман, да. Да, 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 я все понял. Завались. Отстань. Отстань. Пожалуйста, спасибо. О, камушки. Отдай камушки. Магический кристальный обломок. Это новые какие-то кристаллы? Я не помню таких. Я реально не помню таких. Магический кристальный обломок. Это старая руда? Я реально не помню такую. Вот эту помню, вот эту не помню. А для чего она нужна? А, Рохи или чурл. Так, мне наверх надо. О, здорово, мужик. Как дела? Рассказывай, чё к чему. Зачем к чему. Так, это тебе, это мне. Это тоже тебе, это тоже тебе. Вот это тоже. Давай вот так, давай вот так. Вот так и вот так. Меня бить не надо. Все, отстань. Так, это выполнили. И последний у нас прямо в Манштате. Погнали. Гай. Что за Гай? Так. Это, по-моему, внизу находится. Да. Здорово, мужик. Ну, это нормально. Ты шо? У меня 45, у меня нету до сих пор этой, по-моему, как ее, Чичи. Спасибо. Так. Отдайте письмо Таннеру. Таннер, ты где? Ёп. Они жирные ли тебе там находиться в винокурне рассвет? Да, именно. А может и нет. Я не знаю. Но я радуюсь, то, что у меня дед один. Неправда. Мне так уже, знаешь, сколько людей говорило? То, что я деда спер. Интересно, тут есть персонаж, которого зовут Тайлер? Что, все, что ли? Ура. Так. Давай сюда сбегаем. Выполняй немножко вот эти задания. Я пока новые задания не хочу брать. Хотя я так задолбался читать этот текст, а не слушать, это пиздец. Офигенно. Дождитесь ночи, говорит. Паттон, ты кто? Паттон это ху. Паттон, ты кто? Где Паттон? Да, да, стрим по хайповому. Да нет, просто знаешь, в чем прикол? Я вот тебе могу просто вот скинуть скриншот из Телеграма. Вот этот вот человек, который пишет в чате, Веталь, который, он такой, где стрим по Геншину? Где стрим по Геншину? Такой, «А-а-а». Я бы запустил, честно, какую-нибудь фифу сейчас поиграл. Хотя я не умею в нее играть. Лучше бы в Тарков сходил. А то у меня там дикий откатился, он какой-то жесткий там должен быть. Блять, откуда мань... Ребят, что за хуйня? Я извиняюсь, но... Что это такое, блять? Что это такое? У тебя, кстати, как, чё, стримчик когда? Там Тарков, не Тарков, Валорант, Апекс. Ну ладно. Тебя нужно в Ready or Not затянуть. Тебе понравится, мне кажется. Там прям башкой думать нужно, пиздец. Одно неправильное движение, ты труп. Это стратегический шутер, по-моему, от первого лица. Ну, если его так считать. Пожалуйста, пропустите все диалоги, я не хочу их читать, они бесполезные. Мне легче посмотреть видос на 10 миллиардов часов про историю Геншина. Тёма, у тебя среднее количество просмотров какое на канале? Среди всех видосов. Среднее. Не максимальное, не минимальное, а среднее. Какая музыка какая-то новая. 2К просмотров? Но я на твой канал заходил. У тебя последнее видео было 2 недели назад. Последний шортс был фиг знает когда. На нем 6 лайков. И вышел он 1 сентября, ладно. Но у тебя не 200, ой, не 2000, у тебя в среднем где-то просмотров по 1,5. Опять дождитесь следующей ночи. Что такое? Прям ровненько хочу. 18 часов. Да. Я знаю. Я хотел закрыть, который у меня есть. Ладно, ну нахуй. Пойду проходить сюжет. Ну нужно же все открыть. О, кабан бежит. И кабаненок. А, в ту сторону. Я же в Сумеру вообще не был, вы чё? У меня всего вместе 276 тысяч. Нет, я лучше поменяю на на русский, на английский. А можно я настройки поменяю, да? Нет, нельзя, ну ладно. Хи-хи. Я не терпила, сейчас нажму Alt F4. Что за стоны? Не надо, пожалуйста. Ты ругаешься, какие суки най. Что не получилось? Ой, так, настройки. Я надеюсь, что у меня английский-то стоит. Да. Ага. Да, теперь английский. Вроде как. Не тут. Подожди. Не туда. А зачем мне к этому? К водопаду? А куда еще ниже? А, ура, на английском намного лучше. Я его хотя бы понимаю. Тоже матом ругается. Ребята, кто-нибудь пробовал доширак квисти с креветками? Не пробовал? Сейчас скажу. Да ладно, ребят, вы чё? А как же сухой Доширак в специях. Хотя бы такой-то ели. После школы. Лапшичку со специями. Ну хотя бы ты пробовал их. Это уже хорошо. Есть люди, поверь, есть такие. Я даже таких лично знаю. Я их потом исправлял. Следуйте за голосом. Куда я попал? Это Сумеру? Я такого не видел там. Ты? Ну, если ты не ел такие дошираки, да. Я в классе третьем начал, по-моему, их кушать. Плохие дочь. После школы. Ща, ребят, я тут это... помну. Я надеюсь, что это не очень громко слышно. Очень сильно надеюсь. Я себе лавку делаю. Дошик стоит вот 10 рублей. Это дешево. Очень дешево. Ну, смену отряда. Я не могу. Кстати. Ух ты, как красиво. Окей. Доширак с креветками. Я фиг знает, что он имеет общего с креветками. Вкус панцири максимум. А, не, похоже на икру креветочную. Что за святой Игдрасиль? А, прикол. А. О, сейчас мы встретим эту мелкую. А, нет, нету мелкую. Ну, тоже мелкая.
It was originally built by scholars from Sumero as a place to rest in the rainforest. Now it's mainly used by the forest rangers as a base of operations. My name is Kale. I'm a trainee forest ranger. My master and I found you passed out during our patrol, so we brought you here. Oh, no things are necessary. I didn't do anything really. By the way, how are you feeling now? Any discomfort? Oh, that's Master's herbal medicine you're tasting. He gave you some while you were unconscious. Before I forget, Master mentioned you should take more medicine once you wake up. Whoops!
Kale, what's the matter? Were you trying to retrieve the medicine? As I've already told you, you must be careful with these. I'll get it for you once I am finished here.
Sorry, Master.
Now, the guide to Avidia Forest's edible fungi is clearly posted on our bulletin board, but if Farbode forgets which mushrooms to avoid one more time, I'll have no choice but to leave the guide somewhere a little more visible. Like right smack on his forehead so others can remind him to be careful.
Right? This is the second time he's come down with food poisoning this month. I'll be sure to give him a good talking to.
Yes, please do. If, on the off chance, Farbode simply enjoys having little imaginary fairies dance before his eyes, then we'll just let him be. But the next time he requires any of our medicine, be sure to charge him accordingly. So, how are you doing? Feeling better?
Oh, this is my master, Forest Watcher Tainari. He's chief officer over all the rangers here in Gandharvaville.
I already informed Paimon about the reason you fell unconscious earlier. But now that you're awake, let me explain it for you as well. It is common practice for Sumeru scholars of certain darshans to dedicate themselves to training in meditation in isolated areas, particularly the nearby forests. While meditating, they use a certain incense known as spirit borneal to help calm their minds as they enter a state of deep rumination. In hopes of asking directions, you two followed a scholar named Hypatia into her cave. The incense you smelled inside was the spirit borneal I just mentioned. That incense typically has no effect on most people, but for a very select few, it can have profound effects on one's cognition, as you experienced firsthand. Very good. Now, answer me this. Did you feel anything after passing out? Say, any out-of-body experiences, or did you see anything while unconscious? Kale, let the others know to stop bringing their patrol logs here for now.
Huh? Why?
Because these two will be staying here for the next few days. They can have
Yes, Master Tainari. Wait, hold on a second. Can you tell us what's going...
Sure, let me fill you in. I originally planned to send you on your way once you finished your medicine. However, it appears now that you should stay a while longer in Gandharvaville for further observation while you recuperate.
Further observation?
No need to be hasty. As long as you have the capacity to judge between right and wrong, I promise that you'll understand the gravity of the situation once I explain everything to you. Based on what you saw after smelling the incense and losing consciousness, we can conclude that you experienced a powerful hallucination, which suggests your mental state is not in the best of shape. If you're skeptical, have a whiff of this.
Oh, are you okay?
You're experiencing a similar sensation as when you passed out, aren't you? So even though your condition is stable as of now, if I were to haphazardly let you leave, it's highly likely. The rainforest is home to many fierce animals and hazardous areas. For now, I suggest you continue taking your medicine each day and avoid wandering off on your own, at least until you stop having adverse reactions to this kind of smell. Okay? Good. Now, continue resting while I fire up another bowl of medicine for you.
Seriously? We just arrived in Sumeru and we're already having problems left and right! Paimon knows we're set on meeting Lesser Lord Kusanali as soon as possible, but you really don't look too good. It'd probably be best to let you recover first. Hey! Are you even listening to Paimon? Paimon's over here worrying about you, you know. What's weird? You mean how you're feeling now? You mean the vision of tree roots and red skies you saw? But if those weren't hallucinations, what could they be? Well, considering how unique you are, Paimon trusts your judgment. If he misjudged your condition, then there's a chance you could get worse, right? Huh? You mean that Tainari already knows that what you saw weren't hallucinations? Oh, Paimon gets it now. That explains why you were so quiet earlier. Well, that settles it then. We'll stay here to rest up and figure out what's going on with your hallucinations. But it seems like asking Tainari might not be an option anymore. What do you think? Good idea. Kale's pretty friendly. We can ask her tomorrow about what she knows regarding the Dendro Archon and customs in Sumeru. Rise and shine! Come on, it's time to go find Kale!
О, спасибо. У меня микрофон опять что-то грохнулся. Так. Да, научился разговаривать. Ага, нужны цветочки. Ладно, так. Ладно. Подожди, я хочу ее поставить как вместо Кицин. У меня Кицин лох. Все. Пошли. Будем РП отыгрывать.
All right. Next, let's see your right hand. Not bad. But please remember that you still need to be careful, understand?
Yes, I will. By the way, Master.
Look, Kale. Today's patrol will be a long one, so you won't be coming along this time. Besides, there's a chance we may encounter... Well, you understand.
But I have a vision too! Am I useless to everyone now?
Don't talk like that, Kale. There you are. Feeling any better?
Yeah, since we'll be staying here for now,
Seems you're not the type to sit back and take it easy for a while, huh? And if you're feeling up to it, you can be responsible for cleaning the statue of the Seven.
Tainari, we're ready to head out.
Got it! I'll be right there! Alright, we'll be heading into the forest now.
Yes, you can count on me. So, Kale, what exactly are we going to be doing today? Tainari mentioned cleaning the statue just now, but, that doesn't really sound like the job for a ranger. Well, a forest ranger's responsibilities can be pretty diverse. They handle a variety of tasks, like checking the condition of outlying roads, maintaining forest facilities, ensuring fire prevention standards are met, and providing assistance to travelers and locals. As for Master, well, he has to handle more dangerous areas of the rainforest. Today we can perform routine checks on the pathway lamps as we make our way to the step. Paimon, traveler, this way! You can leave the task of checking the lamps to me. In the meantime, you two can keep an eye out for anything unusual.
Где он? Где он? Где Дендрокул? В домике? Не собирать их? Почему?
Nothing wrong with these two lamps. Let's move.
Почему их собирать не надо? Что-то не понимаю.
Oh, this lamp seems to be getting a little wobbly. Let me make a note of it. No problems with this lamp. Good. The statue of the Seven is up on top of that large rock formation. You must have seen it when you came down this road before. It's pretty high up there, isn't it? Don't worry. If you're afraid you can't make it up there, I'm sure Master wouldn't mind if you don't clean the statue. Oh? I guess I'll leave it up to you then. There's not much footing once you reach the statue, so be careful. Paimon will follow
Понял.
with you and help you with those. By the way, Call. Huh? Oh.
Но у меня уже где-то 20-ка собрана.
To the people of Sumero, she's not only a symbol of wisdom, but also of power and kindness. Unfortunately, she disappeared in a great calamity that occurred a few hundred years ago. According to what Master has told me, the sages later found the newly born Dendro Archon and whisked her back to Sumero. To celebrate the reinstatement of their lost deity, the sages dubbed her Lesser Lord Kusanali and let her reside in the same. Then what happened? Well, and then. Huh? You're not. Yeah, I'm from Sumero. Maybe it's difficult to discuss this topic with straight. No, it's not that. I'm not trying to hide something from you. Because you two know Amber, right? Wait, Amber? You mean. Yes, that's her. I once lived in Mondstadt for a while, and she helped me a lot during that time. You could even say that she helped me become a new. There's no one like Amber. She lives life to the fullest while always adhering to her strong sense of justice. She's ready to answer the
В
call to
переносном
action
смысле.
at any moment. And if you ask me, she's a prime example of a true outrider. She's the first person anyone coming to Mondstadt will meet. Sorry. Paimon thought the work of outriders was a little
Да
different from
выживу,
what
чё?
you just described, but sorry. I was rambling on just now. It must have sounded. It's alright, Kale. Knowing that you're a friend of Amber somehow makes Paimon suddenly feel a lot closer. So, how do you know? Well, after I returned to Sumero, Amber and I have stated in one letter. She mentioned that Mondstadt was attacked by a fearsome dragon, but the city was saved by a mysterious. I knew you two were the ones she mentioned in the letter the moment I saw you. But, considering everything you've been through. So that's. Yep. So please know that you two have. I wish I could tell you more about the Dendro Archon, but I have been away from Sumero for some time. That's alright. You've already helped us a lot. We had never even heard of Greater Lord Rugadavata or the Sanctuary of Surasthana until
Какие
you
слова
mentioned
страшные.
it. I'm happy that was helpful. There is one thing. So that's why you're here. Don't mention it. We are friends after all, right? Alright, we have a statue to clean. You both have my thanks. Well, you two were up there.
Да, это жестко.
Now that Paimon looks at it, the deity that's carved on the statue is kinda small. Do you think she's supposed to be Greater Lord Rukkhadevata or Lesser Lord Kusanagi? The name does seem to fit the statue somehow. Well, anyway, we'll have to
Прикольно,
figure that
кстати.
out later. Let's get started on cleaning the statue. Paimon will fly up and take care of the... Nice work! That's one clean statue. Let's head down and meet up with...
Где колеи? А.
We're back! Welcome back!
У меня есть подозрение, что гений под названием Тёмыч решил лайк убрать, поставить
I
дизлайк.
brought some fruit and water for us. Yay, food! What kind of goodies did you bring? Hey, don't be a party
Либо
pooper.
Ветель.
It's not like Kale is a stranger or anything. Besides, the best
Потому что
way
один
to
лайк пропал.
compliment the chef is to show passion for their food. Xiangling taught Paimon that. I prepared a nice portable dish that forest rangers like to eat called pita pockets. I hope you'll like them.
Спасибо за то, что вернули.
Not to worry.
А,
Wrapped a few layers of oiled paper around each pita. They should be fine. Paimon nearly had a heart attack there.
проказник. Я все вижу. Все лайки, все дизлайки.
Those pitas are amazing. You're quite the cook. Thank goodness you wrapped them in paper. Paimon wouldn't have been able to sleep at night knowing something. You really know how to cook. Since you liked it so much, I'll be sure to give you a copy of the recipe sometime. I'll leave. Yay! Thanks, Kale. It's hard to believe someone as diligent as you. Oh. Kale, don't you think Paimon knocks stuff over all the time flying around the Traveler, but she's never said anything. No, you've got the wrong idea about Master. Sure, he may seem a bit harsh. I've heard the veteran rangers say that Master is from some ancient and mysterious race that is known for their cunning wit and reclusive nature. But Master is actually very kind at heart.
У меня есть подозрение, то, что Архонт сидит прямо перед нами. Типа, это путешественница. Что-то у меня есть такое подозрение, то, что она Архонт, который над Архонтами, типа того.
I know, right? They've always wanted to pet them too. Anyway, Master could have easily left the rainforest to take up a position at the academia, but he chose to stay here instead as a forest watcher. In fact, Master's the one who... Really? Paimon... Oh, speaking of Tainari, he was the one who took care of you after finding you passed out yesterday. Paimon's still kinda upset, though. He kept scolding Paimon the... Oh no, I'm sorry. Master might have been overreacting a little. But, it's mostly because Paimon wouldn't stop yelling. Why, oh why? Is she going to die? Hey! Don't laugh! Hey! Now even Kale's starting to laugh. Ugh, that's it! Paimon won't forget this! No! Don't touch me!
Комника с названием Тайват.
Oh, sorry, Kale. Paimon did... No, I just... I didn't mean that. Kale, are you okay? What's the matter? No, I'm... I'm fine. Oh, well, it's getting late now. Huh? What was up with Kale just now? And why is she in such a hurry?
Херня какая-то. Сбежала. Не хочу я в дому к отцу-ка.
Ah, traveler. You've returned.
Yep, we're back.
Oh, Kale? Yes, I saw her go into.
Oh, okay.
Я запутался во времени.
Paimon was thinking all night about what happened with Kale, and still can't figure out what the problem might be.
Ah, it's you two. I was just about to go look for you.
Huh? Tainari? What are you doing here? Where's Kale?
I came to check on Kale's condition. To put it simply, she's not well.
You mean she's sick? How could she?
No need to worry. Something as small as you could never harm her. This sickness is something that Kale has been more excited than usual since you two arrived. A little too much. I suppose it's understandable, though. She hasn't been around anyone she considered a friend for some time.
So, Tainari, what's really wrong with Kale?
Let's take this conversation.
Ёп, дождитесь там, дождитесь тут. Можно как-нибудь это... Как-нибудь стандартизированно хотя бы, ну что-нибудь, где-нибудь там... Типа, пошли в другое место. Ну и вы пошли в другое место, а не ждите до вечера. Что происходит? Ой, как далеко вы ушли, ё-моё.
All right, let's continue our conversation here, shall we? To be honest, I hadn't realized you're that honorary knight from Mondstadt until Kale told me just now. I've also heard... So just to clarify, what I'm about to tell you about Kale is not because of who you are or your past feats. Well, because Kale asked me to. And honestly speaking, I was against Kale but she insisted, saying you two treated her with sincerity and as a friend.
So, Tainari, what exactly is wrong?
Right. Ever since she was a child, she's been afflicted with a disease called Elazar.
Elazar?
Yes. It's a disease unique to the lands of Sumeru. It is characterized by dark... At first, the afflicted may only feel mild numbness on affected areas of the skin. In its final stages, the disease strips a person of the ability to control...
That sounds terrifying. Wait, hold on. So when Kale seemed to be acting a little clumsy earlier?
Correct. That would be the effects of Elazar, which is precisely why I do not... With appropriate treatment, the disease can be effectively controlled before it progressed. Nevertheless, Kale's mother still hoped that there was something out there. She handed Kale over to an organization known as the Fatui after one of their members lied and said they had...
What?
It appears you already are familiar with them. Anyway, the person who eventually rescued Kale and brought her to me for care said that she had been given to a harbinger known as the Doctor. I have no idea how this doctor managed to do it, but however, Kale's days with the Fatui were anything but pleasant. Kale is a resilient individual and always tries to appear cheerful, but her experience with the Fatui has left deep scars. Even...
Oh, Paimon had no idea Kale's been through so much suffering.
Oh, by the way, Paimon, Kale wanted me to tell you that she's sorry for scaring you yesterday. She also wanted both of you to know that she's sorry for hiding her illness.
She doesn't need to apologize. None of this is her fault at all.
Well said. I hope you'll get a chance to tell her that in person the next time you see her. Kale once thought that it would be impossible for her to have any real friendships. I trust that you two will never let my trainee experience such
Шо, мы
emotional
самые
pain
добрые
again.
люди у нас на этом свете. Ты чё,
Don't worry, Tainari.
быканул?
We'll take good care of her.
За слова-то поясни. Я добрый.
Well,
Иди в
it's
жопу.
not too serious at this point. She overexerted herself the last couple of days, which is what led her to break down this time. As long as she has taken her medicine and gets plenty of rest, she should get better. Though
Дело
I must
быканул.
admit that Kale's condition was much more stable when she first arrived here in Gandharvaville. She was interested in the work of the forest rangers the moment she saw us. I could see that she was serious about learning, so I felt compelled to ask her to join us. Her stamina has gotten much worse recently. Though a moderate amount of physical exercise is always necessary, I'm afraid the long-distance patrols are a little too much for her now. Alright, now that I've told you about Kale's past, I think I'll head into the rainforest to find some ingredients.
Yeah, we'd like to do.
Alright, but I must warn you two. The rainforest is a dangerous place, especially for someone who's still recovering.
No problemo.
Let's go then. We'll be looking for a plant known as the Nilot Pala Lotus. It's often
Лот
used to help
Пала
those
Лотос,
afflicted with
ёб
Elazar.
твою, что за название, кто их придумывал?
Tainari, where exactly are we going to
Дождитесь
find
наступления ночи!
Nilot Pala.
О,
Given the name, it sounds like we should be looking for it in the water.
You are. The large petals are actually the plant's leaves and sepals, which surround a very small flower. You should note that many of the plants found in Sumeru have names that are contrary to their species. Take the Cowpelata, for example. The plant is not a lotus at all, but rather a vine. And then there's the Sumeru. There should be Nilot Pala Lotus. If you could manage to gather 4 of them, that will rendezvous here once you've...
О,
Alright, we've gathered enough Nilot Pala lotuses. Let's head back to meet Tainari. Hey Tainari, we found the lotuses you requested.
Let me have a look. Good. Very good. I'm glad you two came along. Your exploration experience helped save me a lot of time here.
Hey, Tainari!
Амир.
Oh, Tainari, someone's calling.
Ah, yes, that's Amir and the others. But didn't they just set off not too long? Let's go find out what's going on.
Let's find out.
Tainari, thank goodness we found you here. We were just about to head back and find you at Gandharvaville.
What's going on?
We just discovered a withering zone.
The withering is back? But the patrol route you were on should have been already cleared just a week ago. Can you tell me...
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks nearly the entire narrow part.
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry, I couldn't get a clear enough view to tell.
No one in our patrol team had a vision, and it appeared to still be spreading. So we didn't risk getting any closer.
Okay, I understand. You made the right decision.
Wait, Tainari, why don't you let us help?
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. There's a unique type of anomaly that occurs in the Sumeru rainforest. It's called... The affected areas not only cause nearby vegetation to wither, but it's also lethal to wildlife and even...
Yes, Amir is absolutely right. As Amir said, only someone with a vision, that is, the power to manipulate elements, will be able to resist the withering's
Нормально.
corrosive effects for a time.
That's right. If any of the forest rangers without a vision come across a withering zone, only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to deal. But you don't seem to carry a vision.
Don't worry, she may not have a vision, but she's a real pro at using the power of the elements. Don't sweat it. We've helped us.
Wait, you've met other forest rangers before? Anyway, since you two are experienced
Ой,
adventurers,
закашлялся.
come with me. I'm sure you'll both be able to help.
Жарко. Надо свет выключить. Хроническая болезнь. Бедная, бедная, бедная. Колей.
Hey, look! That gloomy area over there, look, even though Paimon's seen one before.
All right, traveler. We're about to enter the Withering Zone. Since you already have... But please remember, don't push yourself. If at any point it becomes too much, you ready then? Let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
First, we must locate any branches sustaining the Withering Zone.
Quake!
Quake. Пиу 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 пиу. На хребте, кстати, мне помогли его там пройти на одном стриме, поэтому я не очень сильно страдал. По-моему, нужно с вот этой штукой бить по вот... Да. А, сюда нужно несколько. А в чем прикол?
Great work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tumor.
Дима, какой 70 уровень? Ты чё?
Confess now. Destroy the tumor of the withering.
Ау. Юху.
We did it! Everything...
Yes. Thanks to you two, we were...
Tainari? You made...
It's that obvious, huh? Recently, the rate at which withering zones appear has been increasing. If that simply meant more work for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. For instance, this presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline, directly impacting the wildlife that depends on those plants. And
Бляха, у меня
most
в
disturbingly,
левом углу
as the appearances
показывается
of withering zones have started to increase,
иконка
Kale's
программы.
case of Elazar has also
Все,
become more
закрылась,
serious.
ура.
Huh? But why is that?
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the Academe. No, none that we know of. The withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. It's said that it... Oh, by the way, have you heard of Irminsul before? Irminsul
Да,
is a
что-то
tree
знакомое.
located deep beneath the surface. Although it isn't like any tree we know in a
А, это дерево,
biological
которое я
sense,
видел.
you can basically think of it as a large tree that grows downwards rather than upwards. I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul, spreading... Ley lines continually absorb the memories of this world, which are then funneled into Irminsul. The Dendro Archon is known as the god of wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it. It is also said that the Dendro Archon's... And as for the withering, its emergence is... That's right. My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's familiars a long time ago.
Рукхальдеваты. Ёб твою, Рукхальдер... Рукхад...
I'm afraid we
в
rangers
жопу.
will be battling the withering zones here for a long time, until a cure is found. All right, that's enough on this topic for the time.
Рукхадева... Рукхадевата, ёб твою. Рукхадевата. Хадевата, просто Хадевата. Рукхадевата. Ох.
You all made it back. How did it go?
The withering zone you reported has been taken care of. No need to worry. Huh? Wait, is that?
Салам алейкум,
Oh, no.
Тукан.
Hypatia!
Хайпасия? Что за хайпасия? Что за хайп?
What's wrong, Tainari?
This duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you? She's the scholar.
Oh, her? How could we
Let me see what's written in the letter first.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? All Paimon?
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought you, she must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare.
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days?
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew 5 lines, and by the time we found her, needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but I've got some emergency rations set aside for times like these.
Wait, you want us to bring her the rations? But will the traveler be okay if her cave is...
Let's find out. Here, So, how do you feel?
Huh? Really? You're not feeling even a little drowsy?
Ура, не наркоманы. Ура.
How'd you know that she'd be okay?
Back when we were clearing the withering zone, I observed that she could adeptly manipulate the dendro element. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsol's Layla, that's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all. Though I don't intend to apologize, because what you saw is of significant importance. My forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. We took an oath to protect. Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, when you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly with Irminsol. I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead. Her focus on meditation and use of spirit borneal are aimed at
that sounds nice and all, but will she really help us?
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. During that, please, wait here.
О, дед, здорово. Птичка.
Here, take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia, as well as some other. Also, here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. Just show. No, I should be the one thank.
Опять ночи дождитесь, ну ёшкин-матрёшкин.
Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing. Hello? Hypatia? Hey, there's nobody here. Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area.
О, это эти чубапубрики. Я не помню, как их зовут. Я понял, кто это, но не помню, как их зовут. Да, ранары. Спасибо. И вообще, эти же типы есть в Стардию Валли. Мне кажется, то, что они этим вдохновлялись.
There you are. Hypatia, are you alright?
So hungry.
Если чё, просто сейчас извиняюсь. Ща, так. Оно не вставится, да? Блин. Ща, так. Сделаю вот так. Вот так. Во, короче. Вот это, если чё, Джунима из Стардию Валли. А Ранары ты сам видел. Мне кажется, то, что есть сходство очень большое.
There's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition. Huh? Wait.
Туман. А, все, накурились.
How things out here end up looking like this?
Что за яблоки на ножках?
Happened? And where are we? Really?
Кровокур долбаная. Это возрождение активировано.
Wow. This place is huge. Paimon knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a lead of some kind.
Я в курсе то, что грибы прыгать умеют. Ай. Так, ну мне пока сюда, ладно. Инадзума.
Huh? What happened just now? Why'd everything around us suddenly change?
Ура, сейчас Манштадт будет. Или Льюэ. Нет, Сумеру, ладно. Так уж и быть. Первобытный янтарь. Долети, пожалуйста. Нет. Эх. Опять вниз. Даже так. Вообще, Каэнриах, насколько я знаю, это просто древняя цивилизация, это не отдельный биом. Но должен быть вроде таков.
Everybody stand back!
Get moving! Hurts! Stabilize. Confess. Bring it on.
Ну, не всегда так, значит. То, что если есть цивилизация, был регион. Потому что, допустим, Каэнриах мог быть просто древней цивилизацией, и все. И... Типа просто старые люди, которые жили, то бишь цивилизация, была на тех же самых землях, что и сейчас Тайват. Которые мы знаем. Я об этом. Больно вообще-то. Это. Классно. Опять телепорт. Да ты Надзума, чё ты так удивляешься? Прикол. Ненавижу я эти лифты, я уже один раз застрял, блин, в таком. По сюжету. Потом бегал, блин, чуть ли не 2 часа. Чтобы разбагать то, что я забагал. О, это вон где. Чел, у меня есть дед, ты откис. Я так всегда делал. Я подумал, что у меня персонаж откис.
Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it. We faced others like him before. What's wrong this time?
Traveler, though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you are.
Мне, кстати, интересно теперь посмотреть на путешественницу в том самом, короче, биоме. Как он? Гидробиом. Фонтейн. О. Да-да-да, Фонтейн.
in his eyes, is that the bonds of love and family which drive you to find your... But don't you fret now. Today...
Да ты лох. Тупой. У меня дед, который выживет в любых условиях. А, что? Где? Ага.
What do we do? We haven't. Oh, there she is! Well, the good news is that she's still conscious. Hey, why'd you drop her food on the floor like that? Oh, guess that. Anyways, we can talk about this later.
Да, да,
Wait a sec.
именно.
Look at all this fruit lying around her.
Нет, ну у меня есть типа на хил ему этот, как он, черный, по-моему, копье. Или темный, я не помню,
Who's
как
there?
называется.
Tainari, is that you?
Да, 100%, Тигнари.
Huh?
О, у, и.
Relax, Hypatia. Kind of.
Да, черная кисть, она у меня есть, она даже вкачанная.
So, you're friends of Tainari. I apologize for all the trouble I've caused you. I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me.
Well, actually, we didn't. We were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit lying around and even some juice dripping from your lips. How did
Oh, really? I seem to understand now.
your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Oh? So...
Wait, hold on a second, traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious creature and suddenly...
No, I actually do believe what the traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before and ended up scaring my timid little neighbor here. You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves a...
So, Hypatia,
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Ermin's soul. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and my mind was racing with all the knowledge that I had touched. And at that very moment, I suddenly noticed a small figure at the opening of the cave. In my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already... It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh! And then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me. Yes, no doubt about that. By the way... Sorry about that. Sounds like just drinking juice.
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier... Alright, we're up, traveler. Today's...
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly...
Жестко что-то. Где костер? Мне нужен костер. Костер. Опа. Чего сделать? Бенто? Какое нафиг бенто? А что за бенто? Adventure Team, да. Assemble. 100%.
All done! Let's use the empty box that Tainari gave us since we already watched it. Oh, it smells amazing!
Adventure time! Are you already finished cooking? Mmm, smells delectable. Even though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And you should know that some researchers spent their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
So why does this incense allow—
The ingredients used to make spirit-born ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the depths of the earth. Naturally, anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt must be a person of great understanding.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was she sensitive to the smell of those plants for such a long time?
That was primarily due to her body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, she could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experience the sensory overload, hence the adverse reactions. Taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of Spirit-born Ale would cause adverse effects. Not to worry though, it appears you've already fully recovered. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon, but unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, the scent of Spirit-born Ale should no longer trigger such reactions.
Whew. Well, that's a relief.
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life, I'd consider it worthwhile so long as I could connect with Irminsul at will.
Как-то
You're
очень
really
жестко,
serious
что-то
about this
как-то,
whole thing,
да.
aren't you?
I am a researcher after all. As a member of the Ritaoist Darshan at the Academia, my
Что за
main area
гений?
of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so much we don't know, especially regarding the mysteries that lie in the starry skies. Which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers. If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt to attune with Irminsul will be successful, or that doing so will leave my consciousness
Я
intact.
знаю то, что ко мне
I am
зайти хотят.
currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their minds while seeking to attune with Irminsul during this stage. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will only lead to one's mind caving in on itself. That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while minimizing the possibility of involving anyone else.
Whoa. So knowledge from Irminsul could be super dangerous. Don't you ever feel afraid of the risk, Hypatia?
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the God of Wisdom herself. And they have the curious—
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for—
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru—
Oh. Is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can— The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical. Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence their dreams. The fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata— I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a But then, On the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly recall back then. I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be. But I was free of... just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things she saw when she...
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say is that what you saw is a World forget me. What could that possibly... if only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin... if you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come in. There's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides...
Now that we know Hypatia is alright, and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon...
Опять ночь.
Think about it, Tainari. Refusing to join is tantamount to burying your head in the sand. I understand that you're a forest watcher, and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution to the problem? As Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is pivotal in finding—
Keep your emotions in check, Gulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's reason for declining. We're here to invite him to the Academia, not to cause a scene.
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here in person, but I'm afraid I must still— I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the Haravatat have any need of someone like me?
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation.
I see. Well, I figured that given his temper, he—
Tainari, your master is an integral part of this effort.
And what exactly does my master need of me, Sage Kage?
You'll know once you've arrived.
And, how long will I be Do you mean to tell me that despite coming all the way here to Gandharva, if that's the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you—
Tainari, but you—
So be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
Tainari, what was that all about?
It's nothing. Some people from the Academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with the but all that can wait.
It was quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and
Very good. Now that the Traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any—
That's right! We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for advice.
Sorry, I'm afraid I—
Well, do you at least know anyone?
Let me think. My trips— Oh, how about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher. Also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure—
Oh? What is—
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of greater— Needless to say, this device—
Great! Next up, Sumeru City! That's right! Tainari, we have—
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her— She knew you two would be leaving soon.
Thanks, Tainari. All right.
Farewell, and good luck to you.
Off we go!
you two? Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale. We're headed to Sumeru City. Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my duties. I want to be... And, I'm sorry. I should have told you both about my condition when we first met.
Да.
I just wanted you two to treat me as a normal friend. Not some girl that needs your sympathy. But I guess now I understand that the most important thing is for... There's no need to apologize, Kale. We should be thanking you. For trust, we're probably still gonna worry about your condition. But that's because we're friends and we care about you. Thank you. That means a lot. Oh? What is... It's my recipe for pita pockets. I told you that I'd give you a copy, remember? My handwriting is a... Yay! Thanks, Kale. Now I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your... Well then, I, trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both farewell. Please visit Gandharvaville again.
Ура, 46-й. Можно менять название стрима. Ё-моё. Ё-моё. Коню и здорово. Так, мне надо сюда. Жизнь прекрасна. Вот сюжетку Сумеру прохожу. С аронарами. Я знаю то, что он долгий, но я не знаю, насколько он долгий. О, классно. 20 часов веселья. Кого крутить? Фиг знает, честно. Я не знаю, какие следующие баннеры будут. Где-то Тарталья. Ну, можно попробовать ДДЦ второго выбить так-то. Можно ДДЦ второго выбить. А, с 5 сентября завтра. Прикольно. Вот криокаталист я бы выбил прям да. Ризли? Это кто такой?
Good things come to those who don't wait around. That's what they say anyway. Knowing my luck, The opposite is probably true for me.
Я вот просто не знаю. Ну, нужно выбивать криокатализатора, потому что я помню то, что его изначально не добавляли из-за того, что он слишком имбовый мог бы быть. Я просто даже не в курсе, у меня какие катализаторы вообще есть. У меня есть Лиза, Хейдза. Я в курсе, да, то, что это будет первый. Моно... Этот... Гидра. Ой, Моно... Не... А, Моно тоже, вроде, да? Или нет? Я не помню.
This is
Или она
destiny.
мечник, подожди. Я не помню. Я не помню. А, на катализатор. Ладно, все хорошо. Барбара, Мона, это Гидра, Лиза, это... Я уже не помню, как называется эта стихия. Мона первого уровня, да. Как называется Электро? Ладно. Я не знаю, я ее выбил, у меня на С2, по-моему. Ой, или С1. С1. Они, кстати, что-то с графикой сделали. И, по-моему, ей костюм сменили. Можно собрать фулл пачку каталистов и радоваться жизни. Типа, можно реально ходить с электрокаталистом, анемо-каталистом, пира и крио. Чисто на уронах всех вкачать и радоваться жизни. Вместо электро, наверное, можно гонять с этим, с дедом.
I'm on the case.
Кстати, а что мне там нужно будет на прокачку Хейдза? На деда копишь? На деда это хорошо. Я вот не знаю, стоит ли мне деда С2 делать, не стоит мне деда С2 делать, потому что у меня там осталось реально там пару круток, и у меня выпадет перс. Прям пару круток, вот, без шуток. Можно, пожалуйста, не упоминать в чате ЧВК и все, что связано с вот этим, пожалуйста. Если не знаешь, что такое ЧВК, лучше не используй это слово. Ну, конста, она дает в мультиплеере щит. Когда в мультиплеере играешь, он дает всем щит. Падение кометы накладывает и ошменовый щит на окружающих персонажей. Да. Да, это полезно. Но не для деда. Просто если есть смысл, то он маленький. Вот С1, да, прикольно. Типа это хотя бы удобно. Он урон наносит. Подожди, так 30 тысяч. А так 32. Ну, ладно, пойдет. 4000. Так, Катерина.
Thank you for completing today's commission.
Так, отлично.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
Спасибо. О, не понял. Королевское перо. Это основа.
Ad Astra
К сожалению или к счастью, я не знаю. А чё не так? Мне все стримы скачать сначала надо. А, нифига себе. Прикольно. Отправляйтесь в Сумеру. Город Сумеру. Так, подожди. Награда репутации, ема.
Adventure time.
Я сюжетку прохожу. Да. Название стрима прочитал? Понятно. Новые игроки доступны. Ну ладно. Блин, а кто еще будет падать потом? То есть Джун Тарталья, потом вот эти вот два каталиста. А, и там будет дальше Гидра Архонт. Colors. Одноручка. Гидра.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
А, Сяо, Шиньхэ, Ганьюй, Байджу. Я бы Сяо выбил на самом деле. Просто прикольный перс. Ну, я понимаю, то, что не точная инфа. Кли, кстати, Кли как Пирархонт, ага. Вот это я сказанул. Как пирокаталист хороший. Пирархонт, нифига себе.
people entered the city, something on their heads lit up.
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But how did you know that?
Because there's currently no information on either of you in the Akasha. But no need to worry, that won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia created one of its most
Пайман
ingenious
вообще
inventions.
архонт времени.
Akasha, as long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha terminal to connect
Дюма, чё
directly to
за
the Akasha and access any knowledge you need.
эффекты?
I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother and more effective in...
Oh, so this is the thing that Tainari was telling us about.
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extent... Here are your Akasha terminal.
It kinda looks like a leaf.
To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase to yourself.
Oh, says this little doodad lets you access knowledge. Maybe we can. May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom.
Ага.
Whoa! Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing. It seems all we need to do is concentrate on what we want to know, and bam! You get it. Oh, that'll come in real handy.
Exactly. That is the power of the Akasha. And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon always be your guide.
Okay, now that we're in, we can check the Akasha about Lesser Lord Kusan. 500 years ago, the sages found a newly born deity from within some scorched ruins. The deity now is... Okay, next, let's concentrate on asking how to meet her. Oh, come on! Ugh. Focusing on this question feels like when you have something you're trying to remember and... Paimon's brain is exhausted. Oh, smart idea! But what are you going to ask it? Uh-oh. Paimon's getting all teary-eyed all of a sudden.
Классно.
You too? Well, glad it's not just... Huh. Could it be because we're Outlanders and we've only just arrived? Well, seems no matter which way we try, we can't find anything that'll lead us to Lesser Lord. He's from Sumeru and even has a position in the Academia. Maybe... Let's see. Tainari wrote an address on the letter's envelope. Hello, are you Rohawi?
Yes, that's me. Can I help you?
Great! You see, Tainari sent us here.
What? Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure, I admit that the article I published last month wasn't my best work, and...
Here, this is a letter from Tainari.
Oh, let me see. Ah! Ooh. What it seems even Tainari acknowledges my innate ability for procuring information. So, what is it you two would like to know?
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali.
You mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? This isn't exact... Sorry, the Akasha...
What? You too? But what about your abilities for getting information and all that?
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher, so the Akasha doesn't see a need. All I know is that ever since Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumeru, she's never left the Sanctuary of Sorasthana or made a public appearance.
Huh. Didn't expect her to be such a mysterious figure.
The Dendro Archon is somewhat of a recluse. Perhaps she just doesn't want to entertain visitors, which would explain the lack of information in the Akasha.
Aw, but then what can we do?
No need to worry just yet. I'm only hypothesizing here. And besides, you two should consider the bright side of things. Not being able to see Lesser Lord Kusanali may not be a bad... In this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha, and things you can never accomplish. Knowing when to yield is... Take me, for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every 3 years. But Tainari? That guy can publish 3 papers in just a single year.
Okay.
Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things like who's been promoted within the academia or relations between the 6th grade... Hey, come on! This is a survival skill at the academia.
Oh, Paimon's expectations were pretty low, but this is so low, it's like digging holes in the dirt. So what do we do now? Even if we want to talk to someone, Huh? Like who? Oh, you're right! Catherine! The Adventurers Guild has its own internet.
Нифига себе, они
Let's
нашли
hurry and find her.
читы.
Ad Astra Abyssosque. Hello, Traveler and Paimon.
Catherine, we need your help with something.
Understood. The Adventurers Guild is always ready to serve you. With what do you require assistance?
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
Прекрасная категория.
You two wish to meet with Sumeru's Archon. Understood. Please wait.
Я даже Трова не настраивал.
But I am unable to call up
А,
any
Римворлд
relevant
неплохо.
information in the Akasha. I'm also unable to locate any pertinent information in my personal memory.
У меня, оказывается, все это время
Another dead end. Well,
был Римворлд.
Catherine can't help us, then we really
Неплохо.
don't know anyone else to ask now.
Please do not worry. I may know of someone who can help you two. In Sumeru, the Adventurers Guild does not serve as the vanguard of information. Rather, there are numerous active mercenary groups collectively known as the Eremites. They take on various contracts and work all across Sumeru, so they naturally accrue intelligence. An Eremite brigade called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumeru City's defenses. Not only are they the oldest brigade, but they are responsible for managing and coordinating the affairs of all other mercenary brigades.
Corps of 30? What a weird name.
Supposedly, they are named as such because their ranks numbered 30 at their inception. Asfand, an advisor with the Corps of 30, maintains good relations with the Adventurers Guild. Though he's already retired, he and his words carry great weight within mercenary circles. If you'd
Окей,
like to
Виталий,
get in
давай.
contact with him, you can find him at the Corps of 30's headquarters, the Citadel of Rexar. You're welcome. I wish you two the best of luck. We'll...
All right, off to the Citadel of Breakovsky we go.
Так, туда. По-моему, Манштадт больше, чем Сумеру. У меня такое подозрение есть. Это самый большой город, что ли, Манштадт? Ну да. Никуда. Вниз.
Welcome. The Adventurers Guild told me to expect you to.
It's nice to meet you, Osfond. We'd like to ask you about something.
Чисто музыка, чтобы засыпать, я не
I
знаю.
see. So, Catherine's the one who sent you this. Ha! It's true that the Eremites' network is vast, but even I can't help you meet the Dendro Archon.
Wait, serious?
Afraid so. The Eremites aren't terribly religious. So we originally came from the desert. The gods there died off long ago. Since those... It isn't just us, though. If you ask me, I think...
Oh? Why's that?
Реально, кстати, а что за
Just take
прикол?
the Academia, for example. They're the ones who truly rule Sumeru. Although, in their eyes, she was the one who founded Sumeru and gifted us with the Akasha. Because of the Academia's influence, most citizens are more familiar. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali never makes an appearance. And the Academia never announces anything.
Really?
But who knows? We're all just guessing when it comes down to it. Besides, I'm sure the...
All right. Well...
No problem.
Обидно как-то.
Seems Osfond was right about most people's attitudes here. Not
Он чел
only are they
прыгает.
not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know about it. We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumeru. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems. Isn't there at least one person in this entire city who cares?
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Huh? Who are you?
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here. You've been asking around. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dunyarzad. One of Lesser Lord
Дуньярзада,
Kusanali's
ёб
faithful
твою.
followers.
Что?
Whoa, really? Then do you know how we can meet with her?
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me of a legend. Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, there was a man who panicked by what he heard. The man sought out the Dendro Archon in hopes that she would bless him with the wisdom to help him escape his predicament. The man journeyed across deserts and through rainforests and experienced tribulations of every kind. However, he still couldn't find any trace of the Dendro Archon. In despair, he thought, alas, the Archon has abandoned me.
Okay, and then what happened?
And then, the calamity came. But to his own surprise, the man felt somehow emboldened. At that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact, an avatar of the Dendro Archon.
Сколько я уже играю,
Oh,
но
Archon,
если взять
you now understand.
именно мой онлайн в
She and her
игре,
wisdom have long been found
ну
by
то бишь
you.
за сколько, типа я за один месяц 45-й поднял,
Along your journey, we
чисто на
were in
стримах.
every flower and blade of grass.
Yeah,
Сколько, год, два назад?
Paimon feels all warm and fuzzy inside after that.
In a way, it seems like this story is also one of the Dendro Archon's avatars.
Dunyarzad,
Год назад,
since you worship Lesser Lord
за один месяц,
Kusanali, can
45-й.
you tell us anything else about her?
А потом я очень сильно устал, потому что стримил по 8 часов чуть ли не каждый день.
Oh man, I'm terribly sorry, but it seems something's come up now. Let's chat.
Hey, wait! What the heck just happened? It looks like they're searching for someone. This stinks! We finally managed to find a lead about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Let's see if we can get rid of them. Then we can get...
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple top and a long blue dress? We're looking for her.
Did she have bandages?
Yes, that's her. Did you see...
Yeah, she went...
Quick, after her!
Я не помню. Наверное, да. Я год назад побеждал, если чё. Я не помню.
There you are, Dunyarzad. We thought you might have been long gone by now.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me there.
Если чё, еще Сумеру не было, когда я заканчивал.
Relax now. We threw the
А, нет, было.
off the trail.
Really? Thank you so much.
Я ее с первого раза победил.
Unfortunately, I believe there's still more of them out there looking for me. Uh-oh, looks like there's some coming this way.
More of them?
No, wait, my body is... Okay, sounds good. There's a tavern on the other side of the...
Alright, let's move out. Stay behind us.
Там, по-моему, не было Джун Ли у меня в стаке, но я не помню на самом деле. Сейчас, может быть, где-нибудь найду. Я реально не помню, когда я убивал... Эй. Прям вот вообще реально не помню.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth.
Ладно.
And those that come across Lure tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Вообще, есть имбовые щиты у Томы и у этой, как ее, маленькой лучницы, я еще не помню, Крио-лучница. Диона, да-да-да.
My lady, who are these two?
They're travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago. They happen in...
I see. In that case, you two should scram.
Wait a sec. Who the...
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that you... My lady, let's get going.
And if I refuse?
It'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on...
Hey! Dunyarzad already said she'd...
Stay out of this. You don't understand the situation. Sorry, my lady. Even though I'm your bodyguard.
How much?
Wait, what?
How much more do I have to pay you to become your employer? So you never listen to my parents ever again. Double?
My lady, this isn't about Mora. I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say...
Я даже не знаю, кто такая Лайла.
Sure, it's an order from my employer, but my conscience was also telling me it's the right thing to do.
Все понял.
And knowing your health,
Увидел.
running around like this is gonna hurt ya. For the sake of...
No, you're wrong. I'm aware of my limits, and I know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. I still won't accept reality, and every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, you've been... Dia, I know it hasn't been easy for Mother and Father, and I'm grateful for everything they've done for me. But there's some because she saved me. The love I have for her is the same. This is my life and my last chance.
My lady.
По-моему, самый имбовый щит, если считать, у Дионы.
Yes, I'm sure. At least.
Потому что щит деда разбивается этим стражем из Канриаха.
Not because I agree with you.
Thank you, Dia. Sorry for being so...
Don't worry about it, my lady. Today's little excursion costs... Since this definitely won't be your last escapade, here's a little tip.
You should at least make it look like your room and things are still in order when you leave. Also, I'll let you hire me, my lady. This way, everyone wins. As for the pay, let's say half of what your father pays me. We can settle the bill when we return.
Okay, deal.
Yay! Looks like they've reached an understanding.
I'm fine, really. I just feel a little tired now that things have calmed down.
Я прочитал не накал, а накакал. Я такой, какой накакал.
We're already in a tavern, so I'm sorry for worrying you two. If you don't mind, I'd like...
Sure! After you rest up, we want to hear more about...
В смысле, как я слушаю эти диалоги? Нормально слушаю. Все прекрасно. Подожди. У меня достижение.
Well, if it isn't Dia. Haven't seen you. Word on the street is that you're a bodyguard for the Homayani family now.
Nah, you get used to it. How about a menu over here?
You got it. Huh? Isn't this little Miss Homayani herself? We don't get to serve personages like you.
Thank you, sir, but there's no need. I don't have a lot of mora on me, and I really ought to save as much as I can. But please bring these two the best food you have. They're my new friends, so I want to be a good host for them.
Wait, we're paying for ourselves now? Aw, Paimon kinda wanted to try something fancy.
Да у нас всего 4 миллиона, наши возможности ограничены, ты чё?
Our charcoal baked agelenach cakes. They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look.
They look kind of burnt and dry.
Ему ты привереда.
What do you have against my Dunyarzad, we asked a lot of people what
Нифига себе.
and almost nobody was interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali. So...
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the Dendro Archon? Even though I don't know...
Huh?
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, my illness had kept me bedridden. I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends. And my parents did their best to find treatments for my younger self no longer had any hopes or dreams. One flare-up was so bad. Then one night, I woke up alone in my room. I was terrified. My body would... At that moment, an ethereal voice spoke in my mind. Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry.
Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
How do I explain this? You might not be able to understand, but actually, I know everything about you.
Really?
Of course. I know that you're scared of thunder, that you hate taking medicine every morning, and that you love counting the petals on your mom's skirt.
Wow, you really do know everything.
Dunyarzad, is there anything you want?
What? Not really. I can't go anywhere or do anything.
Huh? But aren't you a child? All children have wishes. Tell me what you want, and maybe I can make it happen.
But can you make my illness go away?
Oh. I'm sorry. But I'm not powerful enough to do that right now.
Then, can you be my friend? After that, the voice said, "Okay, I'll be your friend." Although my body was suffering during those days, that voice encouraged me and told me many wondrous things. Beyond my window was the flourishing Sumeru city. Beyond the city was a lush rainforest. And beyond that was the wall of Samiel, deserts, and all of Teyvat. Once I finally made it through that bout of illness, I couldn't hear that voice anymore. I told my mother about it, but she said that I must have been dreaming. But I know that that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination. Before that, I had never heard of Teyvat. Yes, for sure. If it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious about the outside world, nor would I have learned how to read and enjoy so many books. That voice sparked a desire for wisdom. It had to. I've been hoping for a chance to repay her kindness. In fact, I was running around today to help prepare the Sub-Zerus festival for her.
What's the Sub-Zerus festival?
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday, which was the day that she was found. It's actually an old holiday that originally celebrated Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthday. When she passed away, the holiday eventually became a celebration of the... I heard everyone was overjoyed when they welcomed her back to Sumero. In those days, the festival was a huge deal. But because of the academia's influence, people have gradually lost interest in the festival. The academia actively participates in Sumeru's many holidays dedicated to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But when it comes to the Sub-Zerus festival, forget any funding. They practically act like it doesn't exist. Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death.
Aww, but that's awful.
It is. It's absolutely terrible. Sure, the Greater Lord founded Sumeru, but hasn't Lesser Lord Kusanali been the one quietly
Just remember that we're still out in public.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still hold the Sub-Zerus festival to this day. But I hadn't met any of them before. But recently, I made a friend there who also follows Lesser. I gave her my savings because I want her to throw a wonderful festival this year. That's the least I could do for...
Hold on, my lady, does this friend happen to be Nilu?
Yes, that's her.
Нилу, понял.
I saw her leaving the other day with a nervous look on her face. It seemed...
Yes. Initially, I didn't have much more prepared. So I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today and see how things are coming along.
Sure, that's quite the trip though. I'll carry you.
No, that would be too much, even for you.
You might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk, who knows how long it'll take us. And if anything happens to you, then I'd really never hear the end of it.
But of course! Nilu will be thrilled to hear there are more people interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Но мы не почитатели, мы просто хотим найти Архонта. Вот Джун Ли с ней поболтает. А чё мне для Хейдза надо? Я вообще об этом в курсе или нет? Вот это да. Жуки. Классно. Так, а чё по деду? Ага. Курляпис, базальтовая колонна. Ой, ну тут тоже цветы нужны. И ей цветы нужны. Офигенно. Да уж. Да уж, да уж, да уж, да уж, да уж. Весело, однако. Hello.
Sorry I'm late, Nilu.
Oh, Dunyarzad. It was taking you so long that I... Uh-oh. But if Dia's here, that means you got caught, right?
You could say that, but everything worked out. She's on our side now.
Not completely.
Oh. And...
Oh, meet the Traveler and Paimon, my two newest friends. They're visitors who just arrived at Sumeru City and are looking for information on Lesser Lord Kusanali.
So you're followers from another land?
Ну да, но нет, вообще-то нет.
Well, that's okay. By the way, Dunyarzad, we've already started decorating the Grand Bazaar.
You're very welcome. It's the only thing I could do. Do you...
Probably? But don't sweat it.
Мило. Ар.
Wow! This place is amazing!
Not bad. Huh. Last time I was here, the stairs were full of...
The stairs were nothing. A little while ago, we discovered that the tree above the stage had a huge chunk of bark ready to fall off. Mr. Zubair was... We reported it to the academia many times, but they never sent anyone to deal with it.
Oh, probably because it was the theater asking.
The academia looks down on performers like us. They probably think it would be best if the theater closed down completely. We can't let that happen, though. Not only would everyone involved in the theater go hungry, but then we wouldn't be able to hold the Sub-Zero's festival anymore. Thank the Dendro Archon for Dunyarzad. But the more she gave us, we hired someone to patch up the tree, and the stage is going to be even prettier when it...
And I can't wait to see you on the stage. You've been practicing so long already.
It's our dream. I'll do my best for the two of us.
Nilu, what are you gonna be doing at the festival?
She'll be dancing the dance of Sub-Zeros, the most important performance.
Dunyarzad, have you told him the origin of this?
I only told them about the Greater Lord and Lesser Lord so far.
Okay. Then I'll tell. According to legend, the Sub-Zero's festival was originally the Goddess of Flowers' birthday celebration for the Greater Lord. A long, long time ago, on one of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthdays, her friends threw her a celebratory banquet. Some of the gods got drunk. One started playing music, and the Greater Lord started singing, so the Goddess of Flowers began to dance. As she danced upon the grass, countless beautiful parisaras began to bloom wherever she stepped. Those brilliant purple flowers became her dazzling stage. All the gods clamored, "Oh, if only time could stop at this very moment." Huh? Really? Oh, you probably mean because although they aren't around anymore, they're preserved in our tradition of dance. This outfit I'm wearing is apparently based on how the Goddess of Flowers looked. Though we're just tiny people compared to the divine, we still have to do our best.
Nilu, you of all people will definitely be able to convey our well wishes to the Dendro Archon.
They symbolize the Goddess of Flowers, after all.
Yeah. The Greater Lord brought forth Patisaras in memory of the Goddess of Flowers, but she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful purple.
Thinking about the Goddess of Flowers dance
О,
makes me
Ветель
wish I
хорош.
could have seen it. If my stage were anything like that, I'd be thrilled if I had just 2 real Patisaras on the stage. So, Traveler and Paimon?
All of Lesser Lord Kusanali's followers will be there for her birthday. It'll...
Ooh, Paimon thinks that's a great idea! Hey, come on! There's nothing wrong with enjoying a festival. Besides, it's Lesser Lord
So how about we all attend the Sub-Zero's festival together?
Dunyarzad, let me show you which stage decorations we've picked out so far. Traveler and Paimon, if that doesn't sound interesting to you, everyone at the Grand Bazaar loves Lesser Lord Kusanali, and we're...
In that case, we'll take a look around.
Whoa! What's with your yellow hair? And why do your clothes look... Did you know that the Sub-Zero's festival is about to happen? There'll be loads things to do at the festival.
Неплохо.
Dancing at the Sub-Zero's festival. As a child, I even asked my grandmother why we performed the dance for the Lesser Lord when it was originally done. My grandmother said that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata is a beloved deity and honored by all. And Lesser Lord Kusanali is too. The Sub-Zero's festival has been losing its appeal over the years. That is, until a wealthy benefactor stepped in this year and
Things are really shaping up, and there's a buzz around the festival this year. Don't be fooled into thinking that Sumeru City has the best of everything. And when it comes to musicians, dancers, or singers, the Grand Bazaar's got the best of the best.
Huh. Revamping the stage for the festival couldn't have been easy, that's for sure. I bet this year's festival will be one to remember. I don't know much about the Grand Bazaar, but I do know that the residents here have a penchant for song and dance.
Ну, я закончил. Это новое.
Doesn't particularly... Oh, and the perfume sold around here is a lot better than what you'll find elsewhere. I mean, that's...
Milu, your outfit looks amazing. There's also something different about you.
I thought I'd add a little extra pizzazz to...
Wow, did you sew all...
Uh-huh. Sewing is a fundamental skill for everyone in the theater company because we make all our own costumes. Did you know that Mr. Zupi... I've noticed that you can't keep your eyes off this crown.
May I?
Of course. The legends say that the goddess of flowers had beautiful horns on her head, so this crown was made to reflect...
Hey! Is that who Paimon thinks it is? It looks like... Catherine! Come to think of it, Paimon's only ever seen her behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild. This is the first time we've ever seen her taking a break. Hey, Catherine!
Архонт Катя.
Oh, hey! It's the traveler.
Whoa! Break time Catherine sure sounds a lot less formal than usual. Paimon was still...
Sure. Standing behind the counter at the adventure, but saying and doing the same old things over and over again can get pretty monotonous. But take you two, for example. You travel across...
Well, we enjoy traveling across Teyvat and all that, but we're mainly looking for...
Yes, you should keep searching. Sometimes the answers we're looking for...
Huh. Haven't we heard someone say something pretty similar recently?
No, not particularly. I guess you could say that I'm loving the... Oh, it looks like...
Alright, we'll see you next time at the Adventurers Guild. Oh, by the way, thanks for connecting us.
I'm sure you two will get along well with the people here. You've already been blessed by the element of Dendro after all.
Ну да, есть такое. И ушла, все, отдохнула.
There's something...
Hey, traveler. Fine.
Oh, hey, Dia.
I've got something to tell ya. My lady knows you're looking for ways to meet Lesser Lord Ku...
Are you serious?
It might not necessarily pan out, so don't get your hopes up too much. I'll need... my lady is feeling a little worn out at the moment. Nilu's found a place for her to rest.
Sounds like a plan. Let's head over to the Citadel of Razar and wait for Dia.
Sorry, I'm late. It took some convincing for the master and mistress to believe that Miss Dunyarzad was only sitting in the port for a while because she was in a bad mood. Anyway, I guess I should be thanking you. I haven't seen Miss Dunyarzad that happy in a long time. If it wasn't for you two, she probably would have been caught and dragged back much earlier.
You sure sound a whole lot nicer than when we first met, Dia.
It's called being a professional. I'm a bodyguard, and I work for whoever's...
Look, Dia's...
Listen, you two. I don't expect to be working for Miss Dunyarzad very long, but I hope to finish things on a positive note if possible. Let's cut the chit-chat and head into the Citadel. We'll see... Oh, hey, Chief.
Ah, Dia! What are you doing here? And well, didn't it...
I take it...
We met this morning after the adventures...
No kidding. Huh. So, where's Ruksha? I thought I'd help these...
Ruksha's gone over to the Academia. The Grand Sage recently ordered Sumera City... Since you've already mentioned the theft, I suppose...
Appreciate it, Chief.
Theft?
Just recently, the Academia lost something, and there's a chance the item is connected with the Dendro Archon.
I suppose that's one way to look at it. But if you ask me, let me fill you in. The Academia recently sent a convoy to pick up an important package from Aru village, where the Grand Sage took the whole matter very seriously. Not only did he dispatch...
You two have heard of Port Ormos, haven't you? It's the largest commercial port in all of Sumeru. You can travel there by leaving Sumeru City and heading... The Academia's grip isn't long enough to reach all the way to Port Ormos, so the city's a little more laid back, meaning the population's also a mixed bag. You never know who you'll meet there.
Apparently what was lost has a great deal to do with the Akasha, knowledge, and even the gods. If you're interested, maybe you could head to Port Ormos and ask around yourselves. If you want my advice, try...
Are you serious, Chief? All the Academia students are in Sumeru City, you know. Why should they pretend to be students in Port Ormos?
If you're also interested.
Count me out. I've got plenty of work to do here for the Homayani family. And take it from me, if you two really do decide to visit Port Ormos, you'd best watch your backs. There are even some extremists who go around shouting slogans like, "Retake Sumeru for King Deshret." Word is that more and more are joining their movement. They're becoming a real headache for Chief and the others.
You bet they are. King Deshret's been dead for thousands of...
Not everyone's like you, Chief. Even the desert natives who abandoned their homes in the wilderness still wish to have a... Well, Traveler, that's about all.
Thanks, Dia! And you, since we've gathered all we could for the moment in Sumeru City...
Miss Dunyarzad is looking forward to seeing you both at the Sub-Zeru's festival, so be sure to get yourselves back here in time for that. Good. Then we'll see you both at the Sub-Zeru's festival.
Ура! Руфер дед.
Come and have a good look yourself. Traditional spices of the highest quality, made with pride and experience.
You've got a deal. I can't thank you enough for always looking after my business.
Believe me, I'm not making this up. Several Eremite mercenary groups are nearly in open conflict, but does the core of 30 care? And that's not all. Did you know that...
Wow! Talk about hurly-burly! This place is busy! Guess that's only to be expected.
Я еще не был в Фонтейне, поэтому мне предстоит это лишь только узнать. И то после сюжета Сумеру.
Maybe it's because of what Dia told us earlier, but Paimon can't seem to shake the feeling that there's also danger lurking in these crowds. Ooh. Let's get our bearings so we can start looking for leads. We know that whatever the Academia lost is related to the gods. But other than that, we don't have much else to go on. Asfa told us to try posing as Academia students while asking around. Paimon checked the Akasha on the way here, and the Academia doesn't seem to have any research facilities in Port Ormos. Paimon doesn't get it. Won't we look even more suspicious going around saying we're Academia students and asking about the stolen item?
Я пытаюсь найти, сколько проходить всего Сумеру. Я не могу найти.
Given all the people that come through here every day, if there's any information to be found, Paimon bets we could find it in the market. Let's ask around and see what we come up with.
Welcome. Welcome. How can I help you too?
Hi there. We would like to ask you a question. Do students from the Academia ever come to Port Ormos?
Of course. Especially around this time of year. Students from Sumero City that are about to graduate often come to Port Ormos to cut loose a little. Many people often talk about how hard it is to get accepted into the Academia, let alone graduate. But those who finish their studies and go on to become full-time researchers at the Academia have it even harder. Sure, we may not be Sumero City, but Port Ormos offers beautiful scenery and a
А в чем
stress-free
прикол Аронар за 20 часов?
Some even say it's good luck to come to Port Ormos, so students and researchers come flocking here when things get to be too much at the Academia. Ah, you see over there? Those are students from the Academia. They've been looking worried and miserable ever since they got here a few days ago. If you ask me, the life of a merchant is better. So long as the Akasha teaches us what we need, then life is good.
Those students seem to be discussing something. Let's see if we can listen in.
А, вот оно что.
It's no good. I've tried asking around, but I haven't been able to learn anything useful. Not to mention that a bunch of scary-looking Eremite mercenaries...
There's been a lot of fighting between the different Eremite factions in Port Ormos. If we choose to move on our own, then it would be... Especially the group that's constantly shouting some stuff about King Deshret and some resurrection. I've even heard that the city...
They're called Ain el Akhmar. Today, I heard that the thing we're after might be in their possession at the moment.
Wait, come again?
Don't you see? Many of the Eremites in Port Ormos deal with trading this kind of thing. They're usually pretty wary of outsiders, but not so with students of the Academia. It's because the kind of goods that students are looking for aren't the kind of goods that Eremites are after. As long as they know you're a student, then deals can be made. I've heard that Ain al-Hakmar likes to set up shop at the Jafar Tavern. Supposedly, if you're willing to part with 500,000 Mora, they'll give you info on anything.
Wait, did you say 500,000? If information alone costs that much, then how could we ever afford to buy what we're looking for? I guess we might as well give up on trying to graduate this way.
I wouldn't worry too much. Our field of research is very niche. Who else could possibly be after that kind of shady knowledge? I bet it's practically worthless to anyone aside from us.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Then the only thing left for us now is to find a way in. Why don't we all just pool our money together and pay for the information?
Whoa! Did you hear that? A niche field of research? And so, what's her plan? Wait, didn't you hear what they just said? Buying information is going to cost us half. Oh, all right. Paimon never thought she'd. This is the place we heard those students talking about. Let's find.
Oh, you've arrived. Please, take a seat.
So, they think that they can go toe-to-toe with the boss? Huh! Once we reclaim the power of King Deshret, they'll be the first that the boss punishes.
They're nothing to be afraid of. Our main rival now is the Caracal Battalion. They've also amassed a significant amount of—
How can the Caracal Battalion compete with the boss when they're nothing but a bunch of money-grubbing opportunists out for a quick mora?
Yeah, with boss's fervent devotion, he'll be able to use—
Huh. All these guys talk about is King Deshret, so they're probably the ones we're looking for.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata. That traitor and her followers must not be spared. The day will come when King Deshret exacts vengeance on Sumeru, and all of them shall be punished.
Yeah, Paimon was wondering what they meant too. We should ask about that if we get the chance later.
Welcome.
Should I adjust the shipping schedule? How can there be Kayagi here?
Рик?
Huh? Who are you? What do you want? A traveler?
Now's probably not the time to talk about that. Didn't the students say Eremites are wary of outside?
A student? Huh. What's a student from Sumeru City doing in Port Ormos?
Аль-Хайтама, что ли?
Ah, well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it?
Paimon can't stand this.
Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there. Hmm? Well, what are you waiting for?
Oh, that's right. We heard you mention King Deshret just now. We're actually interested to know more because we're archaeology students.
Fine. Since you've already handed over the Mora, I guess I can throw in a little extra info. As you can see, members of Ain al-Ahmar are devout believers of King Deshret. Years ago, King Deshret founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. King Deshret was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by
Сначала
a
все
companion he
бои-то
trusted.
сохли.
She even
So, you mean...
Greater Lord Ruka Devata, yes. That shameless wretch destroyed King Deshret's civilization, and our ancestors were forced to flee to this land where we were made to suffer the tear. Furthermore, she conspired with the academia to cover up the truth of her actions, and But the story doesn't end there, oh no. King Deshret isn't— Mark my words, our god shall return. And when that day comes, if what I'm saying makes you shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of King Deshret. I don't have anything to say to you academia people about that. I think this conversation has reached its end.
Not just yet. This man is a fraud.
Huh?
You again? Deranged academia lunatic.
Yes, it's me again. I already warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, I take measures to make things uncomfortable for you.
Да.
That address he gave you?
Сначала был Кея, по-моему, потом уже
Or at
Делюк.
least you won't find a merchant waiting for you. Once you show up, they keep up the act until they have.
Hey! Shut it all, Hatham! What are you playing?
I told you the other day.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he won't
Yes, and in no uncertain terms.
But I'm warning you, don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough with people from the academia because it just complicates things. For a lunatic like you, though, we might just have to make an exception.
If you're suggesting that we escalate this from a verbal exchange to a physical one, I accept. After all, even the Archon. If, on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach me himself. However, also, a word of advice. I suggest you tell your boss exactly what happened.
What did you
consider this? Have I ever failed to follow through on my word in the past?
This guy is really out of his mind.
Okay then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front of the Pharos Lighthouse, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sharp. Don't expect us to hold back.
Not so fast. First, you return the 500,000 mora to them.
Прикол.
Please, I beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food yet.
Ah, Mr. Iman. There appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. This wouldn't happen to be— Someone who chooses to do business with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it. Consider the meal compensation for our silence. I'd say you're getting an excellent deal.
Whoa, did you see that? He not only got us our Mora back, but plus, he seems to know a lot about what's going on. He went that way, after him!
Что, серьезно, мне Мору вернули? Вау. О, пряник. Кто он и что ему нужно от меня? Я знаю.
These bombs, so heavy. Dodoko, where are you?
Fresh fruits and veggies, both quantity and quality.
How come nobody here knows what's what? Our store is an authorized
Либо он что-то очень долго пишет.
so we can guarantee the quality of our Genshin silk.
Dodoko, where are you?
Fresh fruits and veggies, both quantity and quality.
Да, это левый чел. У меня написано то, что я стример. Можно было хотя бы догадаться, ну, зайти, типа, просто ради приличия, посмотреть.
What do you want? No need for thanks. My goal was to get to them, and you two gave me just the opportunity I advise you to keep your distance from them, since they weren't able to make off with your Mora in the end. Alright. Goodbye.
Hold your horses! Since you tore through their skin...
Who exactly are you two? And why are you inquiring about a student? Right. Look, you should know that those thugs conducting business with you had nothing to do with your lie.
Huh? Oh, yeah! She's really strong! Weren't you saying something about a physical exchange?
She doesn't even have a vision.
Maybe not, but she can still use elemental energy. Otherwise, there's no way we'd go asking for info from Those high-headed thugs are definitely gonna bring a lot of backup for your next meeting. Even...
All right, I accept. Got a pen and paper? We'll reconvene at the appointed time by the pier. It doesn't matter if you show up or not.
So, since you were happy to give us this merchant's information, does that mean
you were willing to part with 500,000 Mora for something and you did... Okay. Well, if you truly are as skilled as you claim, then you can beat the... Look, if you've been making inquiries, then you have to know something by now. Tell me what you know so far, so I don't...
We know it's connected to the academia somehow, and that not only do the Eremites deal...
You know almost everything there is to know, but you're unable to compile this information because you... This is what you've been looking for.
Huh? Paimon can't tell what it is.
This is a knowledge capsule. To put it simply, it's a vessel that can store a fixed quantity of canned knowledge. Anyone who links it to their personal Akasha terminal instantly becomes privy to its contents. Correct. Anyone. Unlike the Akasha, which heavily regulates who can access what information.
That's amazing.
It's essentially a convenient and harmless vestibule for knowledge. Unfortunately, they were created as a means for scholars to transfer knowledge gained from Irminsul into the Akasha, and are intended. But despite strict regulations, some of these knowledge capsules will always escape destruction. Over the past century, a wide variety of canned knowledge has been leaked from the academia. Now, meanwhile, those which the Eremites deem to be useless to them occasionally prove useful to the common citizens and hapless academia students. Well, I think that about sums it up. Ah, so that's your true objective. With our current arrangement, I don't believe I can offer an answer. You're still resolved.
Пряник, здорово. Это, ну, начало Сумеру.
Somewhere with fewer people. Let's continue our conversation here. If you wish to learn more about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost, then you must help me with something. I need you to find someone named Dory, a traveling merchant. Unlike the peddlers who hawk inferior knowledge capsules, she often has quality goods in stock. She's guarded against people from the Academia because most of her wares don't comply with Academia regulations. I think
Это третья, по-моему, миссия уже.
I met with her informant, but it soon became clear that they had no intention of letting me get any further. Become one of Dory's customers and earn her trust.
Why do you want us to meet with her?
Until you complete this task, you don't have question privileges. You two are outlanders who haven't been here for long, so Dory should view you as safe clients. I'll give you the informant's address. Beyond the password, though, I have no way of knowing what other...
This is kinda nerve-wracking.
The true challenge begins after you meet her. She has a keen nose for Mora and a shrewd eye for weight. I'll prepare some funds for you. Buy her highest quality...
What? We only just saw a knowledge capsule for the first time! We don't know how to tell...
That's true. Have you two heard of elemental sight? Oh, that's a surprise. Guess I'll have to hold you in higher regard.
Эл, ты дурак. Понял?
Here are two
Вот так
knowledge
вот.
capsules. Tell me, can you detect any difference in their quality?
They look...
Try inspecting them with elemental...
How'd it go? Did you see anything?
Rumor has it that higher quality knowledge capsules generally appear brighter when viewed through elemental... That's because knowledge originates from Irminsul, the root of Dendro power itself. The more power... However, some canned knowledge with a high concentration of elemental energy is of little use in contemporary times, so those using elemental sight is merely a stopgap measure, but it should suffice for earning Dory's trust.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Here's a sheet with the informant's location and contact password, and here is the mora for don't be cheap. You'll need to spend to catch Dory's eye. If there's any more... Oh, and be sure to exercise some caution. There have been Matra present in Port Ormuz lately. Your efforts will be for naught if they catch you.
Matra?
They belong to the Academia's regulatory body.
Всё нормально.
They also handle cases of illegal canned knowledge transactions. Like I said, the Academia has banned both their trade and possession. The Matra are razor sharp. You're in for nothing good if they lock their sights onto you. If you two want to back out, now's the time.
Давай, давай.
Okay, then we have a deal. If you succeed in your dealings with Dory, come find me at the
Funduk.
Hotel Fundu.
Looking at what Al-Haytham wrote, Dory's informant is a trader near Old Ormuz. Let's follow these instructions and try to get in contact with him.
Hello. What are you two looking to buy?
Wait, are you sure you're remembering that right? Paimon doesn't think it was that on the paper.
What a unique palette. We have unripe horror fruits.
Following the paper got us past the first round.
Ronak, these two want to buy unripe horror fruit.
Got it. You too. Please follow me. You two have a fascinating fashion sense. We haven't seen a customer wearing a Sumeru rose for quite some time.
Hold on. Let me think. Sumeru rose means common merch.
Ship deserves the best
No, look again. We're obviously wearing morning flowers.
Ah, my mistake. I do apologize.
Whew. That pop quiz sure was scary.
Ah, the warehouse is up ahead. Please follow me.
The seas are calm and the sky is blue.
Before I retrieve your products, I need to confirm a few things. Please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice. Thanks. If better goods come in, you'll be the first to know. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
No, that's not it. The paper said that heat stroke is...
Ah, I'm sorry. But as things currently stand, we won't be able to fulfill your...
He's cautious of us. Let's take a closer...
Блин. Что-то прочитать надо, ёпрст. И что мне читать? В натуре.
I retrieve your products, I need to please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by Thanks. It better go. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you
Yep, that's the right answer. But eating hara fruit that makes your head...
Would you like your hara fruits to be packaged in the Sumero City or Port Ormos style? Wow, you two sure are generous customers. We'll be sure to package your products. Okay, everything has been confirmed. Miss Dory is waiting for you up at... Shoot, it's the Matra! Run!
What? The matcha? Where? I'll hate them said we're done for if they catch us. We gotta get out of here. We don't know this area, so let's follow that informant. He ran that way. Look, he's over there!
Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой.
You're hiding from the Rishbaland tiger. Come this way. Another password. Huh? Oh, that voice came from behind.
Here, over here. You can stop running now.
So you were the one who was calling out to us just now. But, are we definitely gonna be safe here?
These two good customers wish to buy some hara fruit, Miss Dory. And if there's nothing else, I'll just excuse myself.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
Huh? Wait, you're Dory? I'm unsure that...
Hey, what are you trying to say, Princess Pea-Brain? I can be scary enough when I need to be, believe you, but it seems you two have actually done pretty well so far. Not only did you manage to find the informant, your reactions were also pretty...
Paimon's not sure if that's supposed to be a...
I can't risk doing business with people who start huffing and puffing after just a few paces. No matter how much more they might have. Not only will they get caught by the Matra, but they'll also... That's why I prefer to have customers like you. It's your first time here, but don't worry. I won't ask too many questions. Even if you wish to buy enough knowledge capsules to decorate your house, as long as you have lots of round, shiny Mora, then we're all good. Ah, yes, of course, of course. Go ahead.
Wow, she has a trove of canned knowledge. Whew. She'd probably be in serious...
What kind of products do you seek, my dear customers? Don't worry, I'm not interested in... Take this one, for example. An analysis of the sociological ideology and dialectics of the Hilicher.
Yeesh, who would want to be an expert in that?
Or how about the architectural styles? With this one, you can become an expert in historic architecture preservation and find an...
Ooh, now this sounds like it could...
2 million Mora, and it's...
Whoa, that's a lot!
Of course, you are free to pick whatever your heart's desire. The contents and...
All right. Let's try the method that Al-Haytham mentioned.
Нифига себе. 3 из 5.
We'll take these, please and thank you.
My, oh my! You are blessed with a taste for both the exquisite and the extravagant. Customers like you are Listen, I have a special offer for you two. If you spend just 100,000 more and more...
Say what now? Hey, did you hear that? Spend another 100K and we get a capsule worth a whole million! But all the canned knowledge we just bought is easily worth 500,000 mora. If we spend just a little more, think about it. We've gone to all this trouble to get this canned knowledge. And so far, aren't you even the least bit curious about how this whole canned knowledge thing works? We're talking instant knowledge here. Don't you want to try it yourself? Come on, come on! We still have around 100,000 of Alhaitham's moral left. So let's put it to good use by finding something useful for you. Ahem. Excellent. Then please... hold on a second. Paimon thought we could choose whatever we wanted.
Oh, but my dear customer, the knowledge capsules over here are worth 1 million.
Oh, Paimon has a bad feeling about this. Let's use Elemental Sight again to check these.
Прикол.
What did you see? So they're all worth about the same amount? Well, anyway, the mora's already been spent, so let's at least try to find something useful. Let Paimon take a look here. An introduction to traditional Sumeru brewing techniques, the art of growing spices, and not sure we'd ever find volumes 1 through 7, but at least this knowledge should be useful, right? Let's go with this one. Dory, we'll take this one.
All right, very good. I'm expecting some new goods in the next couple days, so be sure to check back again soon. What?
Our dealings with Dory went smoothly enough. Let's head to
Прикол.
Funduk and meet up with Alhaitham.
Ну, наверное. О, да, взяли на 100 тысяч, просто баноли, классно.
Trust me, I'll find you your perfect color.
Ладно.
You two made it.
Whoa, there's so many people from the academia here. Why would you pick this place as our meetup spot?
Well, Wakela Funduk is under the Academia's control, so naturally the Academia has people.
You're a pretty daring guy.
Relax. No one here is interested in anything we say, and the Matcha won't.
Okay, we did what you asked. So, can you tell us about the knowledge capsule that the academia...
Before that, I have to ask, why are you two so intent on tracking it down? You don't have to answer, of course.
Yeah, she just wants to meet the God of Wisdom and ask her about something important. We've been in when we heard that the academia had lost something that might be related...
In that case, you're on the right track. A short while ago, the Academia lost a knowledge capsule in the desert. It's supposedly a divine knowledge.
Wow, there's really such a thing as that? Hey, if we find it, do you think we could learn how to meet...
I highly doubt it has any mystical properties, but it does indeed exist.
So, where exactly?
That's what we need to find out next. I won't deny that. I am investigating because I'm curious as to what the divine knowledge As you know, the Eremites in Port Ormos also have their eyes on it. It is an extremely precious item. Several brigades have been vying for ownership of it as of late. My personal finances and connections cannot compete with those of the Eremites. After attempting various methods, I finally managed to reach a tentative agreement with several brigades. I agreed to forego ownership of the Divine Knowledge Capsule in exchange for the opportunity to study it. After all, there's no harm in understanding what it is. However, there are those who are less amenable to negotiation.
They adamantly believe that the Divine Knowledge Capsule contains King Deshret's power, and that he will return to this world when they obtain it. They refuse to let anyone from the
So you kept hounding them because they refused to cooperate?
Yes. Ain al-Ahmar isn't exactly wealthy, but its members are determined to get that capsule by any means necessary. So, I've been sabotaging their business to force them into negotiation. The Divine Knowledge Capsule should be up for a secret auction within the next few days. To ensure the capsule's security and to evade the Matra's notice, the winning brigade— Unless I know whose hands the Divine Knowledge Capsule ends up in, my Dory is the most reliable source of information, but that avenue was previously closed to me.
In other words, you wanted us to befriend Dory.
Yes, you can say that. But this arrangement, the day after tomorrow, go back to Dory and try to purchase information on the Divine Knowledge Capsule's whereabouts. If I get the opportunity to study the Divine Knowledge Capsule, I will relay my findings to you. Will that suffice as compensation? Okay, then—
Alhaitham, before you go, we actually
You two want to try using— Doing so right under the Academia's nose is a bit problematic, though.
Был вечер, стало утро. Опять дождитесь ночи. Что происходит? Это сундук? Ну ладно. А, это ящик. Ну ладно.
Alright, this place works.
Here.
Sword fighting techniques 8. Huh. A combat class knowledge.
Really? Ah, yeah, what a great buy!
If you want to
Еще
determine the
5 часов.
efficacy of this
Нормально.
capsule, I can evaluate your combat ability. We can conduct a controlled experiment where you fight 2 battles. One before using this knowledge. While you fight, we can use an Akasha terminal to monitor your— There may be variances in your physical strength between the 2 tests, as well as a disparity in your opponent's abilities.
Wow! Alhaitham! You must, Paimon's curious about something, though. You definitely weren't one of those students who needed canned knowledge to graduate from the academia, right? So—
When you are unable to understand a researcher's actions, most cases can be attributed to curiosity.
Sounds like you're
All right, let's begin the test.
Да, конечно, урона дофигища.
Stabilize.
All right. I'll link your Akasha terminal to record. The next step is to hold it in your hand. I'll help you establish a connection with—
Hey, how are you feeling? You mean that it worked?
All right. Time for round 2. Fight with the same composure as before.
Ладно.
solidify. I will have order.
Now, I'll start Well, the knowledge capsule you purchased did improve her combat capability.
Wait, how much? Dory's such a jerk!
Of course, this could be because she is so powerful that the capsule's contents were unable to produce a substantial increase. At the very least, this test allowed me to gain more insight into you two. I'm heading back to Akela Funduk. I await your response in 2 days' time. This is Mora for when you ask Dory for information.
Ладно. Подождите 2 дня. Охрененно просто. Так, допустим.
Can knowledge, supplies, or anything else. Can you really get us? So it appears that canned knowledge alone is no longer sufficient for your opulent appetite. Then please oblige me. Oh, I knew customers with pockets as deep as yours. But you know, after all, I had to work really hard to weasel my way into the auction site.
But how can we be sure your information is accurate? Paimon's curious. How?
Because to me, anything of value is what I consider to be my supply. As for the information's authenticity, well, you've no need to worry about that. I used a camera to take a picture of the transaction. Well, it's always a pleasure doing business with such sterling patrons. Now that you've paid in full, here's the scoop. The Divine Knowledge Capsule was purchased yesterday.
Ahmar.
So the group has done everything in their power to obtain the Divine Knowledge Capsule. That Divine Knowledge Capsule is unlike any other canned knowledge I've seen before. The capsule is clearly visible in the picture I took.
Thanks for the info,
Please, it's my pleasure. It's all thanks to discerning customers.
Well, we figured out where the Divine Knowledge Capsule is.
Классно, а посмотреть, где это было, нельзя? Ну ладно. Расскажите Алихай тому, что произошло. Он сейчас не будет рад. Да ладно, серьезно, нельзя? Опять стоит. Чего-то ждет. Чего ждет, непонятно.
Really? All right. Let's hear it.
А, кстати, не в курсе.
Look at that. Clear as day. It must have taken some guts just... All right. The person in this picture is indeed Misery, the leader of Aina. In which case, if we play our cards right, when we can...
At first, Paimon didn't get why you were provoking these Ain El Ahmar guys. After we defeat them, we can finally have a serious talk with their boss.
Thank you for your time and efforts. Take a few days off while I make some
Опять 2 дня.
Let's meet up again. See you then.
Ёпрст, вы чё? А, ура!
Oh, Haytham sure is taking his time. Where could he be? Oh, there he is.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's head to the pier in front of Faros Lighthouse.
Yep, let's go.
Haytham. I knew you were crazy.
It was I who demanded that these negotiations take place. This is turning into quite an occasion.
Back up! Aren't you the brat from the restaurant the other day? I'm not going to mince my words. Once we're done with you, you'll be nothing more than fish food. Get 'em,
Ага,
boys!
ща. Ага. Ага. Окей, ребят. Окей, допустим.
Uh-oh, here they come.
Where do you think you're being back?
Feeling lucky today?
Get moving!
This is order.
Бам. Сам сдохнешь или мне помочь? Ну ладно.
Academia scum!
Какой скам? Это не скам.
Boss, finally!
Ты кто,
Did you
блядь?
use it? Great! Now we can... Boss? Boss! Boss! What's wrong?
What happened to him?
We have to cut his Akasha connection, now.
Target acquired. Arrest him. Do not impede our work. Is that understood, Al-Haytham?
Of course. I was only trying to help.
Take him away.
Мужик.
World, forget me.
Да-да-да. Именно.
What in Tibet just happened?
It looks like he used the divine knowledge capsule.
You mean the divine knowledge capsule did that to him? Oh, yeah. You mean how some researchers go insane after getting...
I've heard of numerous incidents of researchers in Satyavada life going insane. The state that man is now, this divine knowledge capsule does appear to be linked to the gods. But beyond that, did you hear what he said? World, forget me. What could that
If the mantra took him away, then that means the Academia got the Divine Knowledge Capsule back. Still, Paimon didn't expect the Divine Knowledge Capsule would be so dangerous.
As things stand, there is no reason for me to remain in Port Ormos. I believe—
Oh, we were so busy trying to find the Divine Knowledge Capsule that Paimon forgot to ask you something.
Truthfully, I don't. Lesser Lord Kusanali appears to exist outside of Sumeru's entire administration. Moreover, since the Academia possesses the Akasha, a symbol of our deity's wisdom, scholars have no reason to
Everything about Lesser—
I'm heading back to the Academia.
It's almost the day of the Sub-Zero's festival. Maybe we should head back too. We've been rushed off our feet over the past few days, so maybe a little rest and relaxation will do us good. Then we'll part ways here, Alhaitham, until we meet again.
Now, do I deal with this thing first? Or should I produce the report that the higher-ups require?
Bro. Так. Крутку? Какую крутку? Прикольно.
Samantha's wine taste.
Хо-хо-хо. Я думаю, на сегодня пока хватит. Еще, если что, завтра стрим запущу. Вот. Стрим сколько у нас? 3 часа. А если более точно, 3 часа 32 минуты. Ну, я считаю, то, что нормально. В общем, всем спасибо, кто пришел на стрим. Ветель, спасибо, то, что пришел. Уйди от меня. В общем, всем пока-пока. Всем удачи. Если что, завтра там информация в Телеграме будет. Там стримчик, не стримчик. Вот. Всем пока-пока. Всем удачи.